Hello, I'm Chard. Welcome to our Chard Coin and Bullion Dealer YouTube channel. Today we're going to look at an unusual sovereign. It's a myth strike. It's one that came into us from the Royal Mint in a batch of new 2026 bullion sovereigns. We do check and test a substantial percentage on anything that comes into us, even if it's in the Royal Mint. Typically, we probably check something like 20% of the coins in a batch, because we start off the whole package, then we weigh each monster box, and then we weigh each tube. And if there's any discrepancy, we open the tubes and have a look. And we also open a number of tubes to actually examine the coins. But we don't examine every single coin in every detail. And this coin got sent out on an order with, I think it was something like 5 or 6 sovereigns in total, all 2026s. And then we got a message from the customer to say, oh, he'd got a misstrike coin in here. He wasn't complaining about it. He was quite pleased to have it. He was aware of misstrikes anyway. And he'd possibly seen a video we did probably a few months ago now about a 1 ounce gold Britannia mistook. So this one, if we have a look at it closely, we'll find the main noticeable thing is the raised edge is very sharp in places. And what that means is when it's been struck, some metal has been forced up in between the gaps where the collar is, and it forms a very sharp edge. It usually also indicates that the coin's been struck slightly off centre for some reason. And yet we can see that looking at the reverse, the top bit of it has got quite a thin edge. And at the bottom, the edge extends, it's quite thick. And the same on the obverse, I'm pretty sure, yeah. The edge at the top there is pretty thin. It's also quite sharp. I can feel that when I'm pushing the finger against it. And at the bottom of the coin there, that's quite dull, but it's thicker than normal. And at the sides, just there, it's slightly sharp. Yeah, I can feel a sharp bit there. And again here, sharp bit there. The most noticeable raised sharp bits are here, because that's definitely raised to considerably more than the height of a normal rim. There's also a little kind of cut or knock on that because it's very thin. And at the other side, we've got the same thing. You could almost shave with the edge of this coin. Now, Christian who was here might ask me if he'd ever tried shaving with the edge of a coin, but we've got a lovely carer doing the video work today. So I won't ask. So there we go. That's quite interesting. We weighed the coin because for some reason, misstrikes like this aren't always the correct weight. I don't know quite why that would happen, whether something's got sheared off in the process. I can't quite understand how the process would work and make this too light. But I weighed this on our super accurate diamond carat balance, and it comes to 37.274 carats. Although when we weighed it the other week, we got 37.271. 0.003 is probably because we haven't shut the windows on the day or somebody was walking across the floor. It's that accurate. We divide that by 5 to get into grams. And if we've done that right, it's 7.4548 grams. It should weigh 7.8805. So again, if I've subtracted correctly, this coin is 0.4257 grams underweight, which is quite a big discrepancy. It's about 5% underweight, which is a big discrepancy. This is the third error coin we've had from the Royal Mint in recent years. The first one being our famous blockage. And actually, we just got our blockage, we were just having it slabbed. It's in the States and it's come back with an MS66 grade, apparently also said DPL, which I think stands for deep proof like. Might be wrong about that, so we'll get that back in a few weeks. Anyway, this coin, the gentleman that bought it wants the coin back, even though the weight's deficient. I'm not sure whether we've told the Royal Mint about this one yet. We told them about the 1 ounce gold Britannia, and they said, oh, they'd like it back to check how it happened and make sure it doesn't happen again. So we'll see if we can get this back to the Royal Mint with our customer's permission, because of course it's his coin, so we can't dictate what's happening with it. If you go to the Royal Mint, they could have a look. It might come back with a note. It might actually be better if the customer sent it to the Royal Mint himself, because he'd be more likely to get a detailed explanation than we would. They'd probably just expect us to know, or it happens. So there we go. What else can we say about it? These things are quite rare. Probably not as rare as it should be these days. There are collectors for these, and people could take two views of this. Some people would say, oh, I haven't got the weight I've paid for, in which case there's an argument that the Royal Mint should reimburse us for the missing 0.4257 grams of gold in it, but I've got a feeling they won't. And, the customer might be entitled to expect that. Normally, if somebody came along and said, look, the weight's short, what we'd do is just simply exchange it and give them one where the weight was okay. In this case, though, the customer has decided that it's worth more to him as a misstrike and for its rarity value than it is for the actual gold content. I think that's about it. I forgot to ask people to give us a thumbs up if they like the video, a thumbs down if they don't like it, subscribe if they want any more stuff like this, which hopefully people do. I keep getting reminded that only 80% of our viewers are subscribed. It's actually surprisingly good, I think. But a lower percentage would mean we'd got new viewers. So don't mind. We hope it's been interesting and educational. Have I missed anything out? Some people might say, I have missed something out because I've just seen this. We went and got this before. We don't need to measure the diameter. We don't need to test this with a sigma or a niton test or a magnet or a ping test, because if I don't know what a sovereign looks like by now, then I've not been learning stuff in the 60-odd years in the business. But what will be interesting in this is the thickness or the depth. And of course, it's going to be different in different places. I should have done this ahead of time. And there are generally three main places you can measure the thickness of a sovereign or any coin. One is the height at the rim. This is going to vary, so let's have a look. Rim. We're getting 1.50 millimeters. Getting my fingerprints on it if I'm not careful. Which bit of it? I noticed then when I was trying to keep it in the jaws of the gauge that it was swigging around a bit because it's only on 1 point. That's 1.6. About 1.62. Move it around a little bit. 1.77. Yeah, I'm going to stop there because I think I've probably been all the way around the coin. So we can see that the thickness of the rim actually varies quite considerably. We'll work out how much later. So there you go. That's a few different height or thickness measurements. I think we've done about all we can. If I've missed anything out, put it down in the comments. If you've got any other questions, pop a note down there. Our customer wants to get this slabbed by NGC, so we'll try and help him with that. Whether we're going to send it for slabbing, I'm not quite sure. I think that's all. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it's been educational and not a waste of time. And if you subscribed, I look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now.